Yeah, that's the only way you're ever gonna get your name out there. You have to make connections.
They sell books in Australia. Amazon ships to Australia.
So yeah, she writes. Oh, I think she also does it on Facebook. So she does it on Facebook and oh, Angel. It was Angel that got that pen pal from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now they could just get on the Getting Out app.
Right? Yeah, you don't have to wait. You don't have
Right.
to wait.
They could write you on there.
Man, forget the writing. I'll be jumping on that phone, man. I got them free unlimited calls worldwide. I'll be calling everywhere.
Exactly. Exactly. For real.
I mean, the only thing that'll stop you right now is not having the numbers. But if you get phone numbers, I'll be calling everywhere. I'll be calling Afghanistan. I'll be calling New Zealand. I'll be calling Spain. Shit, they got phones in Antarctica. I'll be calling down there too.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. And I mean, especially if shit one of those cats is single, you can work your options and do an interview. You can just conduct interviews.
Yeah, yeah. You know what?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Right now, with the way things are right now, it's like, man, it would suck, having a tablet and you have nobody to reach out on the outside world. Cause
Yeah, for real.
you gotta have connections on the street, whether it's family or a wife or a friend or something. You know, speaking to people that are not in prison. They bring a different aspect to when you have conversations, and everything's not about prison, because that's all you're dealing with. When you're in there, the correctional officers, if you have a celly or everybody around you, it's just prison. But having that tablet and being able to reach out to somebody that's not in prison, um, it gives you a different perspective. They give you a different perspective because they're not there with you, so they look at things differently.
Yeah, you definitely, like you said, like that's a beautiful thing about education, is that it helps reshape your worldview, and it turns you into a critical thinker, and it just broadens your mind. Like you said, like being here, you can get stagnant if you're not a self-starter and educating yourself and, constantly like looking past these gates into the horizon, and dreaming, you can get caught up in all of this and just turn into this.
Yeah, you know what? I think if I was like in that type of situation, um, I'll be trying to make as many connections as possible just to get my mind out of prison. I'm not sure on your end. When you jump on these phone calls with me or with your family members, do you feel like for whatever time you're on the phone with them and you're engaging with them in these conversations, like you're not in prison for those moments, for those minutes or hours that you're on these calls or conversations?
Yeah, you definitely. There's definitely a sense of freedom and and independence that you get. Like you expand. You expand beyond the borders of this place. Like here it is. I'm sitting right here looking out the window. At midnight. In the tower right here, and past that, you see the little twinkle of whatever city, lights are right here, beyond here, and just being connected with you on this call is just a reminder that there's a great big wide world out there that has nothing to do with this, and most people in society are oblivious to this, to the plight inside of these gates, and the only way that that we're gonna get back out there and to be productive out there is to remember that, because if you get lost in this, then you're going to trick yourself into believing that this is all that matters, that this is all that exists, and your focus should be out there in the world, man. So these calls, they definitely reaffirm the fact that there's a beautiful life that's waiting for all of us out there.
And you know what, Casey, I'm reading some of the comments Casey underscore fan is putting right here. So she writes that I support the incarcerated and will do what I can to help them. And then she also writes, I myself have 2 pen pals, one in Colorado and one there, and no one visits the one in Colorado but his mom. And you know what, and that's, that just goes to show, when you're in the street, like, you could have all these friends and you could be the life of the party and everybody wants to be around you. But the moment of truth is when you're behind bars, once you're taken out of your community and placed into these institutions, that's when you really know who's really gonna be there. And 9 out of 10 times it's gonna be your family members. It's gonna be, the majority of the time, it's gonna be your mom. All the people that you were having fun with, they're gone like the wind.
Yeah, and a lot of people, use the word, I don't want to say homie, because that's just ludicrous at this point. But people use friend, the word friend, and love, like, really loosely, and there's a saying in football, for teams that go on the road, defense travels, and when you're in an environment like this, love travels. My wife drove 7 hours, from our house to come out here, and spend the weekend out here visiting me, and drove 7 hours back home. You know what I mean? That type of commitment, is just something that's rare, even for family members. I've been on yards with people where someone's sister had never visited him in like almost 15 years that he had been in prison, and was coming up there to the prison to visit her boyfriend that was on another yard.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And never went to go see her own brother. You know what I mean? That was like a couple 100 yards away. It's just, love is a verb. It's an action. Love isn't just something you say. Love is something that you do. And you see, when you're up against it, when your back is against the wall, and the chips are really down, you see who actually loves you, and who's with you, and who's just faking.
You know what? I'm reading a comment right here from Casey underscore fan. She wrote, "We drove." So she has a pen pal in Colorado, and so she says how she shared that she had a pen pal. So she went to visit him, and she drove 19 hours each way to visit her pen pal. That's a trip. That's a trip. And you know what? I thought I was in a mission. I had a friend that he was in the feds, some years ago, and he ended up in Virginia. I think it's Virginia or West Virginia. It was one of the Virginias. I don't remember exactly which one, but he ended up there, and because with the feds you could end up anywhere. You could end up in any state in the United States, and you could also end up in Hawaii, Alaska, or Puerto Rico, because they got federal facilities on U.S. in the U.S. pretty much. So he ended up in McDowell, FCI McDowell, Federal Correctional Institution McDowell, and my daughter had just enlisted into the Army, and her graduation ceremony was located in I think South Carolina. So we flew out to South Carolina, and me and my sister, and then after that, after the ceremony, we ended up parting ways. So I was like, man, I'm out east. I'm gonna go visit my buddy out here in the MCI McDowell. I had a cousin that lived out that lives in North Carolina, so You know, I went to stay over their house for the night, and when the morning came, I drove out to go visit my buddy. It was about a 5 hour drive from North Carolina. So you know, I drove up. I was like up in the mountains. I was in places, Silas, that I don't belong, and I knew I didn't belong in these places because I'm going into these little towns, and there's nobody that looks like me out there. So finally, I get to my destination. I get to the prison, and I'm thinking, because you know, sometimes when you visit these places, you know, they swab you for traces of illicit substances on your hands. So when I get there,
Right.
you know, I do this drive 5 hours. Boom, I get there. I'm like, cool. And I hadn't told my buddy I was gonna go up there because normally when I visit, I don't like to say anything. I just like to just show up, just in case I'm not able to make it. Then they're not stressing or like waiting for their visit. So I show
You
up.
have 60 seconds remaining.
I check into the visit, and I'm thinking they're gonna swab my hands. So you know, I get there, I wash my hands, I don't touch anything. They end up swabbing me, but they didn't swab my hands. They ended up swabbing my clothes. They saw my pants. So when they put the swab into the machine, it started making a beeping noise. They're like, oh, like you just alerted for illicit substance on your clothing. And I was like, what? And then I was like, well, she was like, you could do it again. I was like, all right, then cool. Let me just run up to the car. I'll be right back. I'm gonna swap my pants. And she's like, nah, you can't change clothes. We gotta do it on your same clothes. I was like, that shit don't make any sense. So she ends up, man, she ends up swiping it again. Boom, it ended up going off. But the thing with this was that I had Levi's on. So Levi's, I don't know. I mean, I don't know like how you handle your Levi's, but all right, so we'll go ahead and wait for Silas to call back, and I'll go ahead and continue with my with this story with me ending up in freaking. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was Virginia or West Virginia, but you know what? I should look it up right now. I'm gonna look it up while we wait for Silas to call back. Let me see where FCI McDowell is located. Man, bananas. MC McDowell.
This
call is now being recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas. All right. Hey, so I just looked it up right now because I wanted to check which Virginia I was going to. So it was actually in West Virginia. So it was in Welch, West Virginia, and FCI McDowell. So she swabs me a second time, and okay. So sorry, Silas. So I was talking about my Levi's. So the Levi's, I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but normally like the Levi's, you don't wash them or depending on which kind they are. You know, if it's like the hard Levi's or the black ones. If you wash them, they're no good anymore. You know, they don't have that same look. So this particular Levi's that I had on, I never washed. So she ends up doing the second swab, and sure enough, it went off again. And then she was like, "Well, your visit is canceled for today, but you could come back. You could come back tomorrow." And I look at her. I was like, man, I live across the country. I'm just here, you know, because I was here to do something else, and since I wasn't like crazy, you know, it wasn't like a crazy amount of distance from where I was at. You know, I ended up coming there. She was like, oh yeah, well, you could appeal it, and I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. I ended up just leaving. But I was heated. I was like, man, these motherfuckers, you know, like it's not like I'm down the street, and it was just a waste of time. So then. I think I ended up hitting up my friend, and I was like, hey, you know what? Like I went to visit you. It didn't crack, man. I was like up there. They're running a different program out there because this same friend I had visited him before when he was in Herlong, which is right next to Reno, Nevada. I think it's like really close to Susanville, and
Okay.
And when I went up there to visit him, they didn't do any type of swabbing or anything. They just check my ID. They ran me through the what? It's not an X-ray machine, but the metal detector. boom, and I was in. You know,
Right.
they give you your ID, they let you walk in. The correctional officer, the staff walks you in, boom, sits you down, and that's that. And I was like, man, but that's not the experience I had when I went over there. I was like, man, it's fucked up. I was like, that's fucked up. So, um, just the things that people have to go through, to get into these facilities, they definitely don't make it. They definitely don't make it easy when they want to single you out, and don't want to allow you, uh, go see whoever you're gonna go visit. It sucks.
Yeah, it's a huge hassle for all the levels that come into these institutions. I mean, there's safety and security, but then there's just some policies that kind of are nonsensical to me, but I mean, they have their own reasons. That's what they do. I mean, history, I guess, is the best indicator, so I guess they shape their policy around, incidents that have occurred in the past and the information that they gain. But, it sucks for us and it sucks for the family members.
You know what? So this past weekend we were actually gonna go down there to Centinela. I was gonna go visit my friend, and I was telling my wife, I was like, look, when we go over there, I was like, do you have any questions of anything you could bring? And she would say something like, nope, you can't bring it. Nope, you can't bring that. Nope, what about lipstick? Nah, you can't bring that. What about a hair clip? You can't bring that either. What about money? I was like that. Yeah, that's the only thing you could bring in. You could bring a clear bag within this certain dimensions, and coins and dollars, and that's it. And your ID and the key if they have lockers. Other than that, I was like, you can't bring anything else. She was like, well, what about I want to put makeup on? I was like, you know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't even recommend it, because if they do one of those swabs on you, your makeup or perfume might set that ion detector, and that's it. Our visits are canceled. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, because my wife's never visited anybody. She's never been to a prison before. She's never visited, and I've never been to visit anybody inside a California institution. I've only been to the federal institution, and it was only when I went to visit my buddy up there in Herlong. Other than that, I've never been anywhere else besides the county facilities. But they run. I was like, man, I was like, you know what? To be honest with you, like anything that you think that you should be able to bring, you can't bring in. I was like, the only thing that you could bring in is if you have an infant, you could bring like, I don't know, it's like 5 diapers and some formula and a juice and a cup for juice. Other than that, you can't bring anything in except yourself. I was like, you wear a sports bra. You can't have a bra with wire. I was like, and better yet, we're probably better off just wearing sweatpants and either all like a white sweater and white sweatpants and or either or all black. I was like, that's like our safest bet if we want to get in without them messing with our clothing. She was like, can I wear spandex? I was like, if I was you, I wouldn't wear it, because you might upset or one of these cops are not gonna like the way you look in them. They might say that you're gonna be showing a little bit too much curve, so they're gonna make you run and get a change of clothing, and it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, it's definitely a hassle. It definitely is a hassle. I mean, you gotta go through a lot just to get it through here. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So Casey lockup fan, is she still with us?
Yeah, she's here. Yeah.
I wanted to ask her, what inspired you to offer your service?
All right, so I'll let you know as soon as she writes that comment in the chat, and we'll go from there. But yeah, she's definitely participating in the chat, and we have some comments from Gloria, one of our watchers here. She says she says I drove up there, so I'm assuming it's her long. She's been up to her long, so she's agreeing with the whole experience up there. And she writes, so true. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm not sure. Has your wife ever had any any weird experiences, while trying to get into visiting you?
Just this past weekend, she had an issue with her bra. She wore a bra that had no metal on, and I guess the clip on the strap kept going off. So they had her go to friends outside, and she went and she just changed. She went and changed into a sports bra, and so she had to go all the way out and come all the way back in. And yeah, it was.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
She wears a brace and on her foot, and Saturday it wasn't a big deal, and Sunday they were, telling her, that she couldn't bring it the next time. And it was just arbitrary. It's just like, it's crazy. They tell you a dress code, right? And then no flip-flops. Somebody will walk in with flip-flops, and then the next person will say, oh, well, no flip-flops. It's just, all of it is just arbitrary. It's just like they make it up as they go along. There's no, there's just no concrete policy from what I see. Like, they say your shoulders you can't wear a dress that like bears your shoulders. And you see somebody in the room with their shoulders bare. So it's just, it's just eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You just never know what you're gonna get from one week to the next. And now that the camera's on, I've noticed this past weekend it's just especially just stringent on on like any type of contact. I mean, you essentially you're allowed to kiss at the beginning of the visit and the end of the visit. And I mean, your hands, you can hold hands, but they have to be on the table, above the table. And I mean, that's it. If your visitor leans into you, leans on your shoulder, or that's excessive contact. If everything is excessive contact. I mean, if you're eating and you have something in your face, your wife wipes it off your face. That's excessive contact. It's just I mean, I get it. That obviously they want to stem the flow of drugs, and I mean, they're doing a damn good job as far as the visiting room is concerned. I mean, the number one drug dealer here on Delta Yard is the medical, pushing Suboxone out of the window. I mean, if they were I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I mean, if they were as concerned with policing the way that people are misusing Suboxone here, as opposed to the visiting room, because I mean, the drug flow is. I mean, they're doing a great job there, but I mean, if they were as watchful, over the doctors that were issuing it and issuing these medications or drugs, it'd be a hell of a lot better in here. It's just kind of ironic that essentially people in here they've just changed their dealing. It's kind of surreal.
You know what, Silas? I think when it comes to them, giving us Suboxone, it's I'm pretty sure they're a lot more relaxed because there has to be a directive coming from the top, to overlook a lot of things when it comes to Suboxone. Because I'm pretty sure somebody's lining their pockets with some kickbacks. Can't be messing up those kickbacks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure, somebody's fat catting it, somebody's belly's getting scratched with the contract that they have. I mean, I've never done any opiate or hard drug. I mean, I've only smoked pot in the past, and I mean, they ask you, hey, do you want to get on the Suboxone program? And no, I don't. Like, I mean, there are people here who just start using it just simply because it's offered. You have people here with addictive personalities who are just gonna, just take it just because it's offered. And I don't know. There's just the screening process for that, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, they're just doing a piss poor job of it. But
Hey, you know what? And I want to touch on something that you said earlier on, where where they're not consistent on whether somebody's wearing flip flops or they're showing their shoulders, or maybe their dress is above the knee. You see, this is the way it works. I think, Silas. The way it works is it all depends on which way the air is blowing or the wind is blowing. So depending on if the air is going north, south, or west, once you could figure that out, you'll be able to figure out, if they're gonna if they're gonna say something about somebody's flip flops, or if their spandex are too tight, or their spandex is showing too much. It's just once you could figure the weather conditions, then you should be good to go. It don't make any sense, Silas. But
yeah.
Casey underscore fan, she I think she's here. She's answering your question. So she says, my friend has been in the system and family also, but I see how society labels you, and it's really. Hold on, let me see. I see the inhumanity, and the corruption, but we won't go there. We have to dress like a nun. In other words, it might get you denied some places.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
KC fan, do you have a screening process for lockup connect?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And to be specific, what I mean is like by for residents in here, like for their charges that control the case. I mean, obviously, I know you want to offer a service, but I was just wondering if you like being judicious as far as the people that you add on there, as far as the cases, women crimes against women or whatever. I mean, obviously, I would think you don't want to exclude somebody like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Silas. Yeah, that would definitely eliminate some people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I you know what? I think that's all right. So I'll wait right now till the call reconnects. Unfortunately, it doesn't make any sense as far as why these calls. They hang up every 15 minutes. Being that they get unlimited phone calls, I feel that these calls being placed on these tablets should have the 15-minute. They can talk this late. Yeah. So and what depends. It varies from prison to prison. So in this prison here, Centinela, they could be on the phone.
This call is now being
Global
recorded.
Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
SILAS Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah.
So we have somebody. We have Candy here. She said she's asking they can talk this late, and I was like, "Yep, you guys could talk on the phone. The phones never go off, right? They're on for 24 hours, 24/7."
Yeah, they reboot at 12 o'clock, and probably from 2 to 5 minutes, and they come back on, and yeah, so it's pretty much nonstop. Yeah, I know some institutions they shut them off at 9 or 11 o'clock. So, yeah, it's a 24-hour news cycle in Centinela.
That's right. And then so then Casey underscore fan writes, no, I don't put no sentences or charges. I put strictly females only if that's what they want. So yeah, so okay. So yeah, you know, like back to what you're saying. Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from with you know, possibly screening these gentlemen just to make sure that they don't have anything that would put anybody, you know, reaching out to them at risk. Because you know there's always
Absolutely.
there's always that possibility. But
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then I think that what she's doing is obviously is wonderful, you know, and giving people, you know, an outlet and a window into the world, you know. I think that's tremendous what she's doing. You know, at the same time, I mean, you know, everybody ain't for everybody. And you know, so I just think this, you know, it'd be just a good idea to kind of do a little screening, you know, because at the end of the day, it's just, you know, it's her, you know, she's running, you know, for any potential liability purposes. You know, somebody needs a space cadet.
yeah, yeah. So she says, and they have to be single. So yeah, she doesn't want to. I wouldn't want to get caught up in that drama. Imagine somebody's involved with somebody and they come across that post. Man, that's a whole can of worm. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to open. But she puts. So yes, I check background. So she does. Do some background. Some background checks in the background.
Yeah, outstanding. Yeah, you know, it's we individuals in here, you know, residents in here, we already have a strikes against us, you know, and you know, we definitely want anybody that she's involved with to you know, make us look good in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause wouldn't want to get caught up in no shenanigans.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool what she's doing, man. Like you were saying, like these tablets, you know, they give us the ability to connect and to reach out to the world and man, like just even the whole pen pal thing, like we were talking about, right? I mean, the modem of communication has changed so much that yeah, you could write letters, but I mean now, I mean somebody can just, you know, get your contact information and you know your CDC number and your name and your prison that you're at and get into your contacts on your tablets and just, you know, message you straight away, you know. So I mean, it's really cool, man. Like the miracle of technology, you know, it really provides for, you know, somebody to really get to know people and to communicate with somebody outside of this environment. I think it's really good for people's, you know, for individuals' mental health.
Yeah, I'm sure that brightens up a lot of people's days. You know, just having, you know, just jumping on the tablet and you know waiting for a message to come through from somebody that
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
from a potential friend, or you know, building a friendship or you know, even possibly something more. So I can definitely you know, relate to that aspect of it. And Casey underscore fans writes that snail mail takes forever. Yeah, good thing. I mean, they got them tablets, so you could be on the World Wide Web. You know, contact. You know, sending messages back and forth like texting on the phone, right? And then we have Annie. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Corona. She's telling me to tell you hi, Silas.
Hey, what's up, Andy Corona? Thank you for joining us, and good morning to you.
Man, hey, this is really, it really is the late night hype. 12:44 in the AM. And KC fan, as she writes, and the video visit is a plus. Yep, you could be video visiting that day.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, she's right. The video that it is, the phone, the ability to message back and forth. I mean, it's definitely taken us to a whole new level in here. I mean, when I first released my book, I mean, I was trying to promote it on the wall phone with like 15-minute phone call clips. You know what I'm saying? And man, I mean, it's definitely easier to to network with the tablet at your disposal as opposed to just the wall phone. You know.
Hey Silas, and she's asking, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good. Good morning. Hi from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Good morning from Imperial, California. I'm doing well. Doing well. They're like a 2-hour difference. So it's like 2:45 a.m. there. My daughter actually lives out that way in Denton, Texas. So yeah, so I'm knowing the time out there. That's I guess North Dallas. I guess that would be north of Dallas.
Man, a good catch there on the that's Central Time, right, Silas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a daughter that lives out in Texas. She lives in El Paso. El Paso.
Oh, okay. So that's that's southern down there. That's like southwest Texas. Down there, like just like by the border.
And Anna, she writes, my dad lives in Santa Ana. Oh, okay. So he lives in Southern California.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh, shit. We're getting a call, Silas. Shit, hold on. Let me see. Hold up. Shit. Give me a moment. Let me go pick up that call, Silas. On the prison phone. Never mind, I wasn't fast enough to go pick up the phone. Hey, whoever called, if you want to call back, and I'll pick up the call. Let me see here. It's because I'm not sure if you heard the phone. Could you hear the phone ringing, Silas?
Oh yeah, I definitely heard it. I definitely heard it.
Hold on. Let me return the call. I'll call them back when I said I'm calling from California. What the hell? I'm calling from prison. What the what? I'm calling from Cali prison right now. Hold on. Let's see what it is. Let me see. Let me call here. Hold on. My apologies, Silas. Let me call this number back here. 18. 50.
No problem, this is laugh is live.
Let me see here.
So I wanted to ask any of the viewers if anybody had any interesting stories or anecdotes about somebody they know that's in prison or any loved one that's locked up right now.
Calling from Centinela. What the what? Hold on. I'm calling back, Silas. I'll bring in the car right now.
This
Hello?
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Hey, what's up? Who's this? Hello? Hello? Oh, they hung up on me. All right, that's that. I guess that was that, or maybe they had a bad connection. Anyhow, in other news, Silas. So it was a guy that called in, but the call was disconnected. He sent a text message that he was in Centinela, but who knows? I mean, anybody could say anything. So so the way I got my phone hooked up right here, so I got these phones on the wall, and the little blue one on the left, that's the one that was ringing right now. But the way I got it set up, it's supposed to ring my cell phone also at the same time, but that didn't happen. So, and then by the time I was gonna get up and grab the phone on the wall, the call was disconnected. So I called back without the call being integrated into the call or to the system, because I just wanted to like kind of screen the call before I brought somebody into the live call back. Hold on. Let's see. Let me try to give it one more try, Silas. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, they're calling back. Hold on.
Do we have any more comments?
Let me see here. Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Serio? Hey, do you want me to bring you on? You want me to bring you onto the live? Hey, what yard are you on? Oh, that's a trip, man. Yeah.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So I mean, like, okay. So you just wanna. All right, man. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, sounds good. All right, man. You too, man. Thank you. All right, then. All right. Bye. Hello. Oh, Silas.
Hello?
Okay. So yeah, somebody was calling. They said they were calling from over there. Just want to send their their love and support, and they said they're watching. All right, so Silas will be calling back shortly, and we'll go on. We'll go continue. I mean, that's about it. Let me see. Shoot me the number. I'll call from prison right now. Oh, what? Let's see. Michael. All right. Let me see.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So so let me get back into the comments. I know KC fans been writing some. So she wants to know how much longer do you have left on your sentence?
Well, 20, a little over 23 years into a 24 to life sentence. I actually went to board in December under the youth offender. So I got denied for 3 years. So I'll go up for review in November later this year. And if they grant my review, then I should be back before BPH, the Board of Parole Hearings, in anywhere from May to July next year. So I'll have another opportunity to go on in next year, hopefully.
Hey, Silas. So let me ask you something. So I mean, you've been incarcerated more time than you've actually been out in the free world. Like when you think about that, like what goes through your mind?
It's kind of surreal. It's surreal, I mean, I've lived through all of this, but at the same time, I mean, it's almost like almost like some of the times in here was, just lived out from a distance, I mean, I spent 7.5 years in the shoe, and a lot of that, particularly like the father.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It was just a blur of just this madness. So, I mean, it feels like it feels like 23 years, but it doesn't. It's just a real feeling to be in here this long. I think like after 10, it kind of just starts flying by. After 10 years, it just starts going.
You know what? As far as time flying by, well, I've never done that type of time. I've only done a month, a few months here, a few months there. But you know what? As I gotten older, time just starts passing faster. So maybe that has something to do with it. As you're getting older, just your perception of time is, I don't know what changes in our body that makes everything the time just pass faster.
Well, I think for me, in my opinion, I think when I was younger, life and opportunity and everything seems limitless, and as you get older, particularly into your mid-40s, you realize that life is finite. I got more behind me than I have in front of me, potentially. So I think you just there's a value on time and on life and on every day that you really don't experience as a youth, because you think you have all the time in the world. So I think that could be part of it. For me, it definitely is.
Yeah, I know when I was a kid, like when I was a teen, and they, I did my first camp program. They told me 6 months, and 6 months was like how the hell am I gonna do 6 months in camp? That's gonna be forever. And then I ended up getting hit with a year, and then I was like, shit, how am I gonna do a year? But you know what? After completing those, and the halls they're not even called sentences. They're you're a ward of the state, and you're committed. You're committed to either the halls, camp, or to YA. Being in those type of situations, it makes it easier. It gets you ready to eventually when you make the leap or you graduate and you start going into these prisons. Because when I was going through those things, eventually I started going to county jail, and it was just like another day in the office, because that's what I had signed up for. But looking at it back now, I definitely had a warped sense of thinking, because being incarcerated, it's not something that's normal, even though in our culture,
No,
in our communities, we normalize it, being in these places and going through these things.
right. Prison is not a rite of passage. Going to college is a rite of passage. Graduating high school is a rite of passage. Buying your first car is a rite of passage. Owning, buying your first home, or getting your first apartment. Having your first kid, or getting married. All those things are a rite of passage. Going to your 10-year high school and reunion. All those things are rites of passage. Prison is not a rite of passage. It's just it's just a byproduct of poverty and ignorance.
Yeah, they definitely got us. They definitely had us fooled, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and that's the trick. It's a trick of the light. You think that you get caught up in the seemingly glamorous life of being a gang member, because those are the people that have prestige in an impoverished community, and they have power, so the last thing that you want, to feel in already diminished capacity in the neighborhood that's poor is powerless. So, you latch on to any semblance of power, whether it be selling drugs or robbing, or being a gang member, and utilizing force and terrorizing all communities. I mean, all of those things are things that, that the powerless grasp onto to feel some sense of power and control in an environment where, you really don't have any control.
You're absolutely right. Silas got no power, no control. So for today, I know earlier on you had mentioned to me that you had like some school projects going on. Have you completed those school projects that you had going on?
I had a drawing and painting that I designed. I'm about 80% done. I'll be able to knock it out in the morning.
Man, which reminds me, Silas, I got like at work, I got these, like, we got these modules that we got to do like once a year, man, and I've been dragging my feet. They gave us they gave us the heads up in September. It's the same thing every year. We got September through April to get these projects done, and I gotta have it done, I think, by the 30th of this month. And do you think I've been proactively getting these modules, going through these modules? Absolutely not, Silas. I'm probably going to wait till like the last 3 days and be panicking, to get all these modules done. And if I don't finish these modules, they'll take me off the schedule till I finish those modules. So, man, I don't know why I do this to myself.
Welcome to my world. I think I'm president of the procrastinators. I mean, I waited until the last day, and now I'm scrambling to try and finish painting this thing for a presentation at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So, yeah, I definitely can relate.
Hey, Silas, so let me ask you. So KC_fan wants to know what classes are you taking?
I'm taking journalism, media studies 300, and art design at least 200. I believe it's 200. Graphic art, sorry.
So for the graphics art, how does that work? Because I'm assuming the graphics art is used like some type of computer program, right?
Well, we have laptops, but it's sketching, drawing on paper, painting, just lectures. So yeah, we've done presentations, PowerPoint presentations on the laptops. So we've done those. So it's just a mixture of just everything.
And let me ask you, these laptops that you just mentioned, do you have like internet access, Wi-Fi access, or is it just like pretty much just to do whatever you got to do on there, and you don't have any access to any internet connections?
You have Wi-Fi access in the educational department, but it's like a closed circuit. Like you can't like get on Google or anything. They have Chrome, but you're not going outside of the prison's network.
Oh, okay. So you have like a maybe like a intranet. I think it's like something that would happen on my work. Like it doesn't give you access to like the outside, but it'll give you like access to like to a work related like if you need to look something up, like a document that's within the organization, you could look up like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Like to have a discussion board where I don't have the Wi-Fi in this building, but they're in 5 buildings. So, like, let's say if 2 people are in 5 buildings, or even if I went to education, I could go on the discussion board and ask one of my classmates a question, and they could message back on there.
And right now you mentioned 5 building. From what I understand, 5 building is like an honor dorm, right, or honor building.
In honor/educational building, college building.
Wouldn't it be easier if you were housed in 5 building opposed to the building you're currently at right now, just because everything's in that central location?
As far as the Wi-Fi connection, yeah, it would be easier. But I get Wi-Fi if I go to the educational department. So, and there's really nothing like pressing that I need Wi-Fi for that I can't get while I'm in class or in study hall. So there's really no reason. People get single cell when they move over to 5 building. It's a single cell building, but I mean, I've been single cell for 15 years. I mean, I'm single cell wherever I go. So there's really no perks for me moving over there, and I really don't like the whole musical cell thing. Like I'm dug in.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When I leave this cell, I want to go out that side gate for the last time.
And did you say musical cell?
Yeah.
What's
like
what?
trading cells, like musical chairs.
Oh, okay. So you're comfortable where you're at then, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm pretty much dug in here until I get out of here.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I see. Plus, I mean, you got a good your group of core. You got a few people in there that right they you hang tough with.
I mean, there's Gary and Avi, but they work and I go to school, so we pretty much do our own thing. We connect from time to time, but not for pretty much all the fellas that I really connect with. They're in 3 building.
Oh, okay,
with
okay.
Jesse, Ricky, all those guys over there.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe on Sunday, when I have Jesse and David come on. Maybe we could have you come on, and it'll be we'll have the three of you over there, and because I don't think I've ever had well, you know what? Earlier, and I think when we started the stream, we might have done with a call with Jesse and Silas. I'm gonna run that by Jesse and David to check if that's something they would be interested in on, and if they are, then I'm sure Silas will be more than happy to come on. Normally we have those calls with Jesse and David on Sunday. This Sunday, I believe I'm gonna be working. Um,
This is
This call
Global
is now being
Tel Link.
recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying was, maybe we could get you on with Jesse and David on Sunday. I think I'm gonna, I think I gotta double check my work schedule. I think I might be working on Sunday. Maybe I'll double check with it. Maybe we could do it a little bit earlier, so we could get that live going before I go into work. And having you on there, I'm pretty sure it'll add a different dynamic to the conversation.
Absolutely. I'm there.
All right. Are you're not getting a visit this weekend, are you?
No, not this weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would definitely throw a wrench in our game. If not, then we'll make something happen where I'm able to get the three of you on a call.
Yeah, that'll work.
Did you guys have you spoken to them since Sunday? Because on Sunday the live we did, they were talking about the influences of social media.
No, I haven't had a chance. I saw Jesse. We were both out on the visit on Sunday, and I saw him out there. And I think I saw him Monday, but we didn't really get a chance to talk. We both went to class, so we kind of just seen each other in passing for a second.
Okay. Yeah. They were talking about how social media could have a positive impact or a negative impact on society, depending on how it's utilized, and how it's interesting now. Jumping onto this onto the YouTube stream or the TikTok stream, and it puts hundreds of people at your fingertips that you could communicate, where in the past that's not something that you could have even imagined.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think it definitely opens up a new realm of possibilities. Particularly for people who are incarcerated. I mean, it makes it, it brings the world, to you, and for somebody like me who's been in here for 23 years, to just see how much the world has changed, and to see the way that the world communicates now, you have to adapt, and you have to keep evolving and keeping up, or you're going to be left behind. If somebody, I can't imagine somebody who's been in here as long as I have, who isn't blessed enough to have family and, a spouse or or somebody like you that, that's a connection to the outside world, and them, paroling into society and just learning everything on the fly. I mean, I'm sure that'd be overwhelming.
You know what? Let me ask you, Silas, because now with with the video visits, and when you get on these video visits with your wife, I'm pretty sure sometimes she's out and about, in the real world, whether she's grocery shopping or pumping gas or grabbing something to eat, at the local fast food place. Have you ever seen anything where you're on these video visits that you're like, man, that's really happening, out there? Because when you're on this video visit, it's like you're looking out a window, like you're seeing real time on the events or the things that are happening, in the world. Has there been a moment when you've seen something?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I think my wife was at work, and I video visited her, and she was in her office, and she was just sitting in her office, and there's a window there, and I'm just looking outside, and it's just beautiful there, and it was just a trip to, to be talking to her while she was at work on her lunch break, and just to see her in her element. She spends so much time at work, my wife has a corporate job, so, it was really a trip to see her in her, in her professional environment, and she's such a boss, and it was just really cool to, just kind of have a peek into her everyday experience. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I want to touch on something that you just mentioned, right now, that she has a corporate job, which is I think pretty incredible, just based on she previously was in federal prison, and she didn't let that something like that stop her from excelling in her life. A lot of times, I hear people complaining about, they're a felon and nobody will hire them and this, that, and the other. I think when it comes to those type of things, and for myself, I'm fortunate where I live in a state where they could only go 7 years, back on your criminal history. But once you clear those 7 years, like they're not supposed to use any of that stuff against you. So it just goes to show that a prison sentence, it's not gonna close any doors, or if it does, there'll still be other doors that you could go through that'll push you into a career that you want.
Yeah, I can't remember the discussion that I was having. What it necessarily got us to talking about this. It was a few years ago, and I was telling this older gentleman, this OG, that he was telling, trying to give me encouragement about the future and all these possibilities that were open to me, and I was telling him that all of the dreams that I had for myself, sitting in here, all of those things have passed me by, and he said, dreams can change, so like the dreams that you had, some of them, they may be beyond your reach now, but your dreams, you can dream new dreams, and man, my wife is, I'm so proud of her, like, for all of the adversity that she's faced, and to be able to come out of that and to just fight for her license and all of the things that she wants in life, and the things that she has right now. I mean, to get to where she is, man, it's just a testament to me. I mean, my wife is the ultimate example for me of the reality and the goals and dreams that I can realize when I come home. I mean, no one has to point. I don't have to point to someone or look at somebody, and say, if they can do it, I can do it. I can look at my spouse, and look at all of the look at the force that she is and everything that she's done to build a life for herself and for me. And man, I mean, that's all the proof that I need that second chances are possible.
Yeah, that is true. And you know what? I was I was out in LA last week, and even before that, when other times when I have visited, one time I went down there and I had the pleasure of going to the ARC headquarters, and I was talking to one of the gentlemen down there, and they were just like informing me of all the programs and all the help that ARC helps with or they offer to people that are coming back into our community after doing X amount of time in prison. And one of the ones they offer is a ride home. Like if you don't have somebody to pick you up from prison, they'll have one of their people go pick you up and get you to your parole officer, or get you to your transitional house or transitional housing. And then they even help you get clothing, bus passes, cell phones, all kinds of stuff. So right now, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best times to come home, because there's so much assistance right now that as long as you're willing, as long as you have that willingness or the eagerness to come out and do something with yourself, the possibilities are endless right now. The only way that somebody's gonna come home,
and that's right,
is if they don't have that ambition. If they don't have that ambition, it's not gonna happen for you. But if you want to come out and do whatever you want to do, you can do it.
And ARC, all of the Department of Rehabilitation, like all of those resources, by all means, utilize all of the resources at your disposal when you're coming home, particularly long-term offenders. But like you just said, none of it is going to mean anything if you don't have the drive and the determination. I mean, you have to go out here into society and be a self-starter. I mean, more than like I said, I'm blessed. I have a family and a strong support system. So more than the resources being available, for me, it's more important that the barriers have been removed. I'll help myself. Just get out of my way.
Yeah.
I think that the change in policy is really what's been integral to people succeeding out there. Just a lot of the roadblocks that obstructed long-term offenders and lifers that were coming home in the past, that would lock them out of career opportunities or housing opportunities. A lot of those impediments have been removed. So that's key as well. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have any drive and determination. You just have to be a self-starter. Even in prison, and that starts right here. You just have to be a self-starter in order to get out there and make your dreams come true.
Yeah. Man, so that fire is burning in you. You just ready. You just gotta. As soon as they open that gate, you're good to go, right, Silas?
Yeah, I'm hitting the ground running. I'm gonna already be pedaling like a Warner's Brother cartoon.
Get out the way. You see Silas coming, get out the way.
I'm ready to go, man. I'm telling you, man. This is Operation Get It.
Yeah. And have you heard anything? Do you know yet when are you gonna be going in front of the parole board yet?
I get reviewed in November, and if they advance me, then I should be back anywhere from May to July of next year.
Okay. So maybe in about like 13 to 17 months.
Yeah. So, man, we'll see. I'm in here doing.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So, we'll see. It's coming.
Yup. So I know the call's about to hang up. If you wanna call back, I got one more. I got one more
This
in.
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Say again.
So if you want to call back, I got one more in me. One more call.
Okay.
All right.
All
So,
right.
well, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Garbage Tailed Links program, or GTL. These calls last 15 minutes, and these are live calls. We're currently on the line with Silas M. Johnson. He's currently in Centinela State Prison. He is on. He's calling back.
This call is now being
Global
recorded.
Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? So, you know what? I didn't even realize that we had some questions on the YouTube chat. So we got Angel, our Angel from the 805 area, and he's like, he types, "What's going on, James? I'm brewing my lady left for the night." Oh, what the, like brewing, like you're, she? What do you mean? Why she leave? Why did Abuelita the Batman leave? So Angel, he's one of the regular. He normally jumps on with when we're on with Javi, and then we also got we got Paul Ramirez, and he's asking, and I guess I asked before I saw the question, and he's asking, did Silas get a parole date?
No, unfortunately, I got a 3-year denial in December. I'll be before them next year, and I'm swinging for the fences, and I should be out of here next year.
And then Angel's asking me why the late stream. So we've been doing these late streams with Silas. Sometimes these streams work a lot better for Silas, and to be honest with you, they work better for me because I'm not miss. You know, my wife, she's sleeping, the baby's sleeping, so it doesn't take me away from them because they're sleeping. So I mean, it's the perfect setup, and Silas has coined the name for this late night stream, and he calls it the late night hype. We might have to set up the late night P line or something. I'm gonna have to set up a conference calls where all of you guys can call in. We'll have like we'll be taking it back like back in the 90s.
Party line. You know.
Yeah.
Go back to the party line days.
Hey, going way back, man. I remember we used to call the party line, and there was a 310 party line that we used to call into. Man, it's a trip. Maybe if we was just jump on and be like, man, who banging on the phone, gang banging on the phone. Hey, Angel put the late night tweaker hour. Damn.
We just say no. We just say no on the late night hype. We high off life.
Yeah, man. I was talking to David one time, and he was like, man, he was like, I can't, like, he was like, he couldn't wrap it around his head that, like, I've never done anything before. I was like, man, I love this stuff that I got going on in my mind. It's all natural. I just got a natural chemical imbalance in my head. You know, I don't need a foreign substance to unbalance me. I could do that all on my own.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely a pleasure, man, to be able to get out in traffic late night, man. And it's for me, it's serene, it's peaceful and quiet. Like I'm a night owl, so you know, and it's definitely like my time of night, my time of day, right?
And you know what? And that is one of the perks about being single celled. You don't have to worry about disturbing anybody, a celly. You could go to sleep whenever you want. You don't have to worry about using the restroom and anybody else's presence is or things of things of that nature. And you got I mean, it's not like these cells are all big to fit two people. So
Yeah.
it is a extra luxury that other people don't have.
Yeah, absolutely. This space is not meant for two people. You know, this is a walk-in closet with a sink and a toilet, and two people aren't meant to live together in a space this small. Definitely. So, yeah, I definitely count my blessings. I'm fortunate, to say the least.
Imagine, like, right there where you're at, do you have, like, let's say, like the people that have a celly, do they have a say so on who they end up with a cell, or whoever you get, that's what you get for that time until you're able to move somewhere else? Oh,
I mean, for the most part, they have a compatibility. You know, if you and your cellmate are compatible, then you can get a move done. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, they just throw you in with somebody, and then you guys got to work it out. If you're not compatible, then you split up.
and I think we got a call. Oh shit, did it hang up? Oh, Angel was calling in, but I think it might have hung up. Let me check here. I'm gonna try to call him back. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Hello, Angel.
Yeah, well, you already know my number and everything, huh?
Yeah. I got you right here. I got you locked in.
What happened? Is homie still in the line or what?
Yeah. Silas, he's right here. Hey, Silas.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I got a
Hey,
question,
what's
bro.
up,
So,
man?
James was speaking on it. So you like being single cell? Because I never been to prison, bro. So, I done a lot of county time, juvenile hall time.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I never used to like to do
Yeah,
single cell, bro, because you're alone with your thoughts, and then it's like, for me, it would suck, bro. So I would pray to get a bunkie. But I hear like a lot of people saying they like to be single cell.
Yeah, I love
So-
being single cell. I've been single cell since June 2nd, 2009, over almost 15 years now. And I love it, man. I've been able to get through an AA degree, write a book. I've been able to do a lot by myself. I've been able to face down my demons, and like you said, being alone, you have a lot of time to think, and it's a lot of time for reflection and self-correction. So I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you guys ain't locked down that much, so right? You guys have like all-day program and all that?
I mean, we get a lot of program here, but I mean, I've been single cell through 5.5 years in Corcoran shoes, so I mean,
Oh, yes.
Kern
So
Valley
it
is the
depends.
180, so yeah. So
It depends on the individual, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who haven't, who want the celly because they want somebody to talk to and all of that. And like me, I've always been real good with my own company, even since a little kid. So I'll start writing and get lost for hours, or start listening to music or whatever. So I've always been good on my own.
Yeah. I get you. See, you know what? See, when in county and in juvenile hall, we didn't have like radios or TVs and stuff like that. So like, you're just straight alone with your thoughts, unless maybe you get the book or like a Bible or a book, but you're just stuck. Like, I didn't like it, bro, personally. But like I said, thankfully I didn't go to prison, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I just did bunch of county time. But yeah, I guess you just gotta train your mind.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the thing, man. I mean, and this is no place for anybody to be. Single cell, double cell, it's all going on out there where you guys at, man. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I'm still right here too. I'm in the same, like, growing up in the gang and all this. I'm already 43 years old, bro, and I'm still like, the streets still be calling me sometimes, bro. But like, I'm still trying to like stay out of it. But I know it's just a quick little phone call and like, hey, come over, let's do this, and I get caught up. But it's like, you don't like hearing the podcast and all that makes you appreciate things, you know what I mean? And you guys sharing your stories and all that, it makes you appreciate the little things, So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, man. Hey, absolutely, man. I appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah. All right, James, I just called to check in, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
I'm up right here. My lady left to her brother. She takes care of her brother because he's disabled, so she goes with her mom.
Oh, okay.
So, like, this is my only little night. I get to party by myself.
Hey, so you're in single cell status right now.
Yeah, bro.
So you
I'm right here, bro. I'm right here just jigging my pistols, bro, by myself. But I was up and I seen because I got the notice on. I'm like, oh damn, why is he up right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah. But all right, you guys have a good night, man.
Hey, you too, Ángel.
Peace, man.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
All right. Buenas noches.
All right, man. All right, bye. Hey, you know what? Hey, that's one person. I'm glad he called in. That he appreciates. Your journeys. I'm glad. That's not something you hear every day. So I appreciate him. Reaching out and voicing that he appreciates what we're doing over here and you sharing your journey.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, you never know who you can affect, and we talk about that all the time here, with a lot of times, we do what we do and we don't see an instant, reward per se or gratification, and just, you never know who you affect, just by being you, and doing the things that you do. So I definitely appreciate Angel checking in with us and everybody who falls through it and has invested in the fellas and everybody, all of us, and our stories and our journey, man. I really appreciate
it. Yeah. I know, man. I know. I invested hundreds of hours already. Too many hours to even count anymore. But I enjoy it. I do. Hearing your journeys. Puts a lot of things into perspective. Sometimes I'm going through my thing, and then I think back to what you guys are going through, and compared to what's going on here through compared to what you guys are going through, it's trivial. sometimes, whatever's going is what's going out here. I have the luxury of, if I don't want to be in a situation, I could walk away from it, and I could go anywhere I want to. On the other hand, you guys are there. You guys can't leave from whatever situations you guys got going on. I know recently, like last year, you had your mother pass away, and you had to deal with that on your own right there without your loved ones or direct family support. So you know thinking about things like that, it puts things in a different perspective. When you're going through something out here on the streets.
Yeah, and I try. In the past, I used to look at loved ones of people.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And think to myself, like, what the hell are you complaining about? But one thing I've learned, James, is that life is happening everywhere. And just because I'm in prison, it just means that my struggle is different.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Someone in society, all of your struggles, all of anyone's struggles out there is just as valid, and just as important. So I try not to compare because, someone is struggling is struggling,
Yeah. I like how you put it. Everybody's always going through something, no matter where it's at, whether it's on the street or incarcerated or in the bottom of the ocean or in the middle of a boat or whatever. People are going through things.
Life is happening everywhere.
Yeah. If you want, I know this call's about to hang up. You call back and we could go ahead and say our goodbyes to everybody and do it like that.
Okay.
All right. So Silas is gonna be calling back, and this call was gonna be our last one, but lost track of time, so he'll go ahead and call back, and we'll go ahead and say our buenas noches, our good nights, and things of that nature, and then most likely I'll be back tomorrow. You know what? I think I gotta. As a matter of fact, I gotta put my alarm because Javier is gonna be busting a move. Hopefully he doesn't give out on a hip.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So no, I was just wanted to thank everybody, for joining us tonight on the late night hype. And you could go ahead and the mic is all yours, Silas.
Yeah, I second that. Thank you to everybody, all the viewers that tuned in for the late night hype tonight with James and I. I want to thank special thank you to Angel, to Casey_fan. Really appreciate the service that you're providing to the fellas in here, and so anybody that's looking for a pen pal, definitely fall through and check her out. Thank you to all of the viewers that tuned in and rock with us tonight. You're doing anything and you chose to hang out with us, and we appreciate that. As always, I want to say, give a big salute us and thank you to James, the moderator, the creator, the innovator, for bringing all of this together and giving us this platform to touch the world and share our stories and get to know and be known, and what you're doing matters, We appreciate it. And thank you, brother.
Man,
So,
likewise, Silas, like I appreciate you, coming on, stream after stream, and sharing yourself and your thoughts, and what you go through. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short. Um, like I said around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out of here. And we'll be in contact, Silas.
peace.
All right. Good night. Buenas noches.